Hey there, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Beyond the Bottom Line. Now, I know today's format seems a little bit weird because it's just one camera on me. That's because we're doing an online interview for one of the first times. It's kind of our first time doing it, so Daniel is kind of like our test subject in a way for doing an online interview to see if we can do it. So if we have people in Cape Town you want us to interview, we could do it now, pretty much anywhere within South Africa or even Africa as well, or should I even say internationally. But just to give you a little brief about who Daniel is. So Daniel Naidoo is the Executive Director at Center for Digital Transformation and Innovation Africa, or CXI-Africa, or also CXIA. So CXIA is a leading digital transformation institute delivering both classroom-based and online training to facilitate innovation and connect communities through the use of cutting-edge technologies. Daniel, how are you doing?
I'm great, Emil.
And for the viewers wondering why Daniel doesn't have a camera, he said that his camera is not currently working, which is fine. We can work with it. It's perfectly fine for us. But before we get into it, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you actually got into this specific industry, which is, I guess, teaching and technology?
Yeah, so I'm a mortgage banker by education. Surprise, surprise. And I was introduced to the world of technology in 2015, 2016, specifically into immersive technology, extended reality, virtual reality, augmented reality. And fast forward to 2020, when we had the lockdown, or when COVID came around, my good friend COVID came around, I decided that I would delve more into investigating how immersive technology and the 4IR spectrum could help our country, broadly speaking, specifically the youth. And, virtual communication was becoming fast tracked because we needed to learn how to communicate during COVID communicate virtually. And so I thought all of the other technologies in the 4IR spectrum will now become more accurately relevant when we came out of it. And that's how I got involved in the technological space.
It's very interesting hearing a lot of what I've seen online and who I've asked for these interviews. A lot of them say a lot of the time the reason why they went into their own business was because of COVID, or they went into something tech-wise because of COVID.
Amen.
So the CXIA claims to provide curriculums that will address the skill gap within the 4IR. But how does CXIA address, those claims?
Well, as I mentioned, the skills divide became great after we came out of COVID for the very reasons that I alluded to, that we needed to communicate virtually better, faster, quicker. And the world was going there. As you know, the fourth industrial revolution had just been announced in Davos, Switzerland, by the World Economic Forum prior to us going into COVID. The President's Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution was launched, and 8 recommendations came out of there back to the President. And so we decided that we would take on one of those recommendations, that was in building capacity. Because if we were to be a competitive nation, we needed to be on the same platform, the global platform that the world was operating, specifically the 4IR platform. And to do that, we needed the skills for it. So we launched CXI-Africa, and our core offering, as I mentioned, is in the 4IR space. And our core subjects, our core courses are extended reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, cloud computing, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, and other courses related to the fourth industrial revolution. Hence, the digital skills gap that we are now addressing specifically speaks to the youth in becoming more competitive in the workspace and also taking up those opportunities that have come about because of the fourth industrial revolution.
So before I go on to my next question, I'm glad you brought up some things about your programs. I do have a couple questions about that.
Sure.
The one thing I do want to ask is, do you think South Africa today can be a competitor to international places like America, UK in regards to tech?
Absolutely, or even better.
What makes you say
Absolutely.
better? So why do you think we're better in a way?
Emil, just a little bit, just to go back a little bit, my background, I grew up in the US. I spent 20 years there, living in California, just up the road from the Silicon Valley. And with due respect to the Americans, we have a natural ability to learn quickly, to learn critical skills, to perform. Our work ethic is very good. So there's nothing that we don't have that the Americans or the Europeans or the Chinese or the Indians, for that matter, have. And we have proven that to be true in the last 2 years since we opened our company here in Midrand. We've taken in over 180 learners. And of those 180, 30% of them have gone on to work for major tech companies like Google, Amazon,
Oh, wow.
and other big companies in South Africa. So there is the capacity and the ability to be very competitive globally. There are a lot of local companies that are now competing globally, albeit from South Africa. We all work remotely now. So, and a lot of the talent is starting to be headhunted. A lot of the tech talent to be headhunted by international companies. So yes, we can compete, and we have the proof for that.
So just taking it back to your previous statement, speaking about the courses you offer, and
Right.
I know on your website you do offer 9 courses mainly under programming. And just to name a few, there's cloud computing program, which you mentioned, AI programming, which you mentioned as well, and extended reality program.
Right.
Now, the one I really want to know and kind of hear your opinions about it is AI program, because first thing I just want to know is how well or how much does it actually benefit the student from taking the course? And also, what are the risks of people creating more AI? Could be good risks or bad risks.
So I think our courses start from the beginner level, and then they go to intermediate and advanced. If a learner wishes to escalate or wanting to learn more, but specifically what we do is on the focus on the practical component. It's all good and well to learn the theory, the terms and definitions, but the applying those skills into a practical component or the practicality of how AI operates in different industries is where I think is the advantage for us to be in. So we take you from the ABCs of AI all the way up to developing AI solutions, whether it be in mining or digital marketing or any of the other industries. To your second question, look, technology has always been a love-hate for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And it depends on how you look at the world. We've come a long way from the cart and donkey transportation. We've come a long way from the steam engine. We've come a long way from just using computers, which was in the third industrial revolution. And here we are now in the fourth industrial revolution, where we're having machines talk to each other. And that's what artificial intelligence is all about. Now, people claim, and it's true to an extent, that about 23% of the current jobs will be lost because of AI. However, new job opportunities are becoming available. And that's where we as a company, as a training company, come in, because we are teaching the candidates or learners these new skills to take up these new job opportunities. So on one hand, yes, the world is moving on technologically, but on the other hand, new opportunities, new jobs, new entrepreneurial opportunities are becoming available. So if you have the skills, you can participate or take advantage of these opportunities. And that's why I say there's a skills gap, and many of the companies are moving towards the technological approaches that makes their value chains more efficient, but they're looking for the human resources to do that. We still need to teach a robot how to walk, how to move. That still comes from the human brain. Developing profiles, algorithms still comes from the human brain. Yes, after a while, we can get robots to talk to each other, but that's what we are trying to do now, is getting machines to talk to each other. But what is the common denominator? The human being, isn't it?
That's true. We always need human input to actually make things work.
Exactly.
Now, let's say myself, I want to take part in doing these courses. How do I apply for it, and do I receive a certificate at the end of the course, and what can that certificate actually do for me? Because I know you did mention about some of your pupils going to work for like big companies like Google, to mention one of them.
Correct. So because a lot of the 4IR qualifications are brand new in South Africa, some of them have just been registered. Them being cloud computing, data science, artificial intelligence development, and then just in the last month or so, extended reality, which, by the way, we as CXI-Africa help develop or contribute immensely towards the development of that qualification, which was registered with SACWA as an NQF6 qualification. Wow. Yes. So we're very proud of that achievement and being able to contribute together with QCTO and MICT CETA and some of the other role players. But for the most part, we were the chief contributor towards that development, because we are the leading, and I'll say this, albeit arguably, we are the leading extended reality training and development company.
Well, I think I do have to agree with you there, because when I was doing research for this interview, I don't think I saw other people. I mean, you do have courses for virtual reality, but I don't think anyone has a certified course except for you guys for virtual reality.
Correct.
And finally, oh, sorry.
Yeah, let me just finish answering the other part of your question there. So you can apply to us. Okay, up until now, or up until the late end of last year, we were funded mainly by the CETAs, and our programs were short learning programs because the qualifications were not registered. So we ran them all as short learning programs. So if anybody wanted to join the program, they would apply online, and it was free for the program. There was no cost to it, and we also provided them with the stipend for the duration of the course.
Okay.
Going forward, we are looking forward to receiving our accreditation for AI, for cloud computing, data science, extended reality. And then it becomes an NQF qualification, which would be a minimum of 1 year. Some of those would be still be free if it's funded by CETA, but for the most part, people would apply, and we become a learning institute where they would now register for courses and pay for it.
Exciting.
Yeah, and then with the certification, with the short learning programs, we just issued a certificate of completion. With the qualification, obviously, you'll get an NQF certificate from SACWA.
Okay.
From us.
So you do get a certificate that you can use to apply for work and stuff. So you do get
absolutely. And because these qualifications are new and still very uh, unfamiliar to the marketplace, some of these skills, for example, 3D animation that we do in XR, are still very new to the market. Most entities or training facilities, institutes only offer 2D animation. We do 3D animation. Some of our data science, for example, we ran a data science course last year at one of our centers. By the way, we've got 4 centers around the country. We had 20 students or 20 learners in that cohort. Out of the 20, 16 had bachelor's degrees, 1 had a diploma, and 3 had their master's.
Oh, wow.
And registered for the data science course because they couldn't find jobs. After they completed the course, 12 out of the 20 got jobs.
That is impressive.
Very impressive. And then with regards to the quality of our programs, they are internationally aligned. And as I mentioned, we delve quite deeply into the practical component of the courses. I'm happy to say that we just received a grant from the European Union, an award from the European Union for our extended reality program.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're actually off to Turkey on Friday to accept the award in Istanbul.
Well, all the best for accepting the award. And finally, I ask everyone this at the end of every interview is, what inspiration could you give for the youth?
Let me just be positive about this. I think we have a resource in this country, the human resource, specifically between 15 to 35, that is buzzing. They are yearning for knowledge. So oftentimes, maybe the kind of programs or courses that they've taken in the past has been a dead end to what they would want to do. A lot of time, our youth enroll in these programs just for the sake of enrolling or for a stipend, but end up not being able to use it. Join the tech world. Come and see us. Let us interview you and see where can we put you. If technology is driving the world, it makes sense that you would want to be part of it. So don't give up. There may be other aspects of learning that you haven't yet uncovered, and that could be in technology. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a programmer. But there's networking. There's cybersecurity, which is huge now. We all use smartphones, so we're brilliant. If we can use a smartphone, we're quite smart.
That's true.
Yeah. So why not look at maybe taking these courses? And let me just say, Emil, there's a lot of courses that are online that are free. For example, we are a partner with Cisco. Cisco is a global company, and we are a network academy partner of Cisco in South Africa. And we offer a lot of Cisco courses as well that are free. They're introductory courses, but they're free. So one can do it from remotely, self-paced, but come and see us, give us a call, and we'll help you register for those courses. So don't become complacent, don't become despondent. There's a lot out there to offer that doesn't really require funding. And if we can put you into one of our programs, we would be most happy to do so.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for coming on to the show, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and share the video, and also give us your thoughts on this whole online interviews that we did for this one. Anyways, take care. Daniel, thank you again so much for coming on.
Emil, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.